Good morning, everyone. Thought I'd do something a little different this morning and just share a little bit of the paintings I do have on my wall and kind of give a little story on some of them and also let you be able to just kind of get to know me a little bit better. This one here is called Ghost Feathers. A lot of layers. Red-tailed hawks are one of my favorite birds, and they have a lot of meaning for me. So in some of my paintings, you'll notice that I have two birds there. This one is called Blue Journey. Reminds me of the Grand Canyon when I went on a trip there. And when you looked at a certain part, you could actually see the Colorado River running through. The one above is called The Fire Within. I believe that many of us have that fire within, the things that make life passionate, the things that we love doing, the things that feeds our soul. For me, it's painting and doing a lot of the things that I love to do, such as writing poetry and playing music and different things like that. This one here is called The Red Dawn. I had bought a used CD called Red Sky, a beautiful Native American album with all the emotions that was felt through, while listening to the CD. This painting came about. It's all acrylic, called Red Dawn. This painting over here is more dedicated to my mom. The lily of the valleys, roses, and splashed on some beautiful, brilliant blue. And I realized the shape and everything looked more like a bird, and so I brought the bird part out. This one is called Bluebird. My son wanted me to do a self-portrait, and this is my self-portrait. It's the woman that stands tall and loves to watch the sunrise, always in deep thought. And I love the colors of the sunrise and the sunsets. In the mornings, especially when it's chilly, I always have a blanket around me when I sit on the patio and I drink my black coffee and just listen to the birds. So this is my self-portrait to my son. This painting here is called Sedona Drifting. A big story about behind the canvas here, because this canvas sat on my brand new easel. This is probably about 3.5 years ago, something like that, maybe 3 years. And the canvas was just blank. I could not start. When I went on a trip to Sedona and I came back, a lot of the blockages were lifted. I went ahead and just kind of picked up the paint. I had a beautiful photo that I had taken of Bell Rock, and so I went with it. Painted Bell Rock, and then they have beautiful driftwood there, and decided to go ahead and paint driftwood. Kind of made it look like a little handheld mirror. So this one is called Sedona Drifting. This one is a recent painting. A lot of it, again, a lot of my paintings are emotions and things that I'm feeling at the time. And with this winter, we're all going within, and the pandemic being indoors more than not. And so this is a painting called Winter's Womb, where we're just kind of hibernating and dreaming and giving birth to some of the dreams and just really sitting still. I painted these three little seedlings here because it reminds me of last spring when I had planted some seeds, and how the stems are really spindly and kind of white, and then at the top you can see the two leaves breaking out, and some leaves actually still had part of the shell from the seed. Anyway, this one is Winter's Womb. And then here's some more. There's some glare, sorry. The hidden crystal, just more about me. I love going to Arkansas to dig. It's a passion of mine to be able to dig, and just it's looking for treasures that way. This other one here um, started out painting my favorite tree from Antioch Park called the Goddess Tree. Well, I call her the Goddess Tree. And so before I knew it, I started painting a door. I don't know if you could see the details. And then I love owl. Painted the owl and the full moons. And the day before, there was a fox that had jumped over into the neighbor's yard, and so I added a fox. As a little girl, I just loved the thought, secret garden, being able to have a secret garden somewhere or where you stumble across it on a walk, and just all the magical things in the secret garden, the animals, the birds, the trees, the plants. This one here is called a portal. Again, very earthy, like the tree roots. And here's the portal, which is for me the sun, as far as how it came across to me. And sometimes when I paint, images come through. I call them kind of spirit beings. These three came through, and what I do when I see them coming through, depending on if they want me to, I will go ahead and kind of highlight more of the features. And this one here, I don't know if you could see his feature, but once I brought it out, I felt and actually heard the message. It's almost like he was telling me, I know that you know. The energies that I felt was very peaceful. I don't know if they're guardians, but I do know that the energies that came about when painting this was very peaceful. This one's called a portal. And then we'll do just a few more here. I found a place for my set, the 7 directions, the east, south, west, north, and the above, middle, and below. I like this little area where I put it up. And I want to share a little bit about my dream catchers. I do different types of dream catchers, and this one here I probably did about 3 years ago as well. And I collect the dried leaves and plants from my garden, and this one actually is my Hawaiian cereus, and the leaf had a disease on it, but what I found is sometimes disease can be beautiful. It brought perfect symmetry as far as what came through from the diseased leaf were spirals, just perfect little spirals. So I couldn't throw this away. I just couldn't get rid of it. And so what I did was I added it as part of this dream catcher, along with adding some turquoise, little charms. I don't know if you could see it, to the dream catcher. And then I add the dried herbs, the indigo and the lavender. And I like making this little copper spirals. And I add crystals, different types of crystals. There's a smoky here. And then one more real quick. I want to talk about this other painting, Indigo Seeds. I don't know if you could see her. It's metallic and some acrylic and mud. And she is the goddess of vegetation. And as I was painting her, the deer came through as well. And then a door. And as with Gaia and a lot of these things, I just kind of go with what I'm told as far as messages. And this is the blood of the mother leading up to that door. And here's the raven and some seeds, indigo seeds. And some more vegetarian, not vegetarian, I'm sorry, vegetation. I don't know if you can kind of tell with it's almost like the rocks and little hills but anyway, she's the goddess of vegetation. And with that, I'll go ahead and stop. I have more. I'll do another video again soon, just to kind of share some of the other paintings and provide a little bit of history or stories that go with them. Anyway, I hope you have a great day. It's going to be a little warmer today than what we've had the last couple weeks. Anyway, stay safe. Have a good one.